What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and as always, thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're here to talk about Clifford, and of course Clifford is based on that popular book series and of course the cartoon TV show that aired. I think it was on PBS or something. I don't really remember. It was way back in the day. It was back in the 90s. I did not read these books. The few books that I read, it was just because I had to in kindergarten in order for reading time. So I needed something to read, and it was easy, and I had cool pictures and gave me something to draw. Therefore, I don't know how much of the TV show or the books this film got. How much of it did it translate into the film? So in a way, I was kind of glad that I went into this cold. I went into this movie fresh. That way I wouldn't compare it to the book. I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, well, in the book it did this, it didn't do that, or in the TV show, it blah, blah, you know, that person. Now, if you saw the trailer, if you saw these teasers, then you know that Clifford grew big because the little girl, Emily Elizabeth, was crying. She was very sad, and then one of her tears fell on Clifford, and then all of a sudden the next day he grew big. So then you're like, we're all wondering, okay, did Emily Elizabeth just happen to fall in a pool of like nuclear waste or something? But no, he grew big because she really loved him, and as the old guy with the hat said, he'll grow depending on how much you love him. And yeah, he grew really big. Now, in the beginning of the movie, it really did feel kind of a little bit like a Disney movie, just because it does something that relates more to just something magically happening. There's no scientific or definitely not a realistic explanation for Clifford's size. It really did feel very Disney-like because it related to a kid, and it's a kid that wishes to have a friend. You know, it's something, usually you see that in Disney movies when a kid wishes to have something, and then, you know, luck is on its side, and then next thing you know, he or she gets something happens in their life, and then that makes them forget about their crappy life that they have at school or at home. And this is what happens in the movie. From what I've seen in books or other movies, it appears that Harlem's diverse. There's a lot of Latino and African Americans and a bunch of other people. So it seems pretty diverse. Not sure if that's true or not, but that's the way that this movie likes to portray the neighborhood that Emily and her mom lives. They're like the only white folks in this neighborhood, I think. I'm not sure. But the point is, it's diverse, and that's what I really liked about it. Because I was expecting for this movie to be kind of like your typical white suburban family living in your typical white suburban town, and then next thing you know, we'll get Clifford. The route that the story likes to take the characters is Emily is bullied at school, so therefore you have your human character that's really flawed that you just really want to root for because it's a student that's getting bullied, and her mom is a single mom and they don't really have much money, which that's something that I didn't understand because her mom seems to be like a lawyer. You know, lawyers have banks, so I don't understand why they would be broke. Uncle Casey's in this thing too, and he plays that brother, irresponsible brother who can't really hold down a job because he's partying too much. And you ever seen those characters in other movies or in other shows where the irresponsible parent or brother is usually an uncle, and they're just, when it's time for them to babysit, they gotta like sit back on the couch, have some crackers, and just put whipped cream or string cheese in their mouth while they're just chilling watching TV. That's what Uncle Casey is in this film, and they even shoot a scene like that, so it's very cliche. Oh yeah, and Russell Peters is in this movie. That one I wasn't expecting. If you don't know who Russell Peters is, a stand-up comedian. I mean, that's how I got to know him. I don't know if he did anything else, but anyway, he's in this movie, and he made this one joke in the beginning of the film where it's in regards to some other German or Russian lady that lives in the apartment building, and he says a joke of how he's going to like get rid of her. That actually made me laugh. Now, there is people out there that is criticizing it very heavily. That, you know, there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, leave it alone, it's a kid's film. You know, they did the same thing happen with Space Jam. I think I got a comment from that, but it's because, come on, Space Jam is obviously just a huge 2-hour commercial, and there was really no plot or development in this film. I mean, I think Clifford, in terms of family films, this movie, Clifford, is better than Space Jam, and I found more enjoyment in terms of watching a family-friendly movie. It was just a few nitpicks that I had, like in the beginning, there's no explanation why Clifford is red, and no, I don't need a realistic explanation, but I thought we were going to get at least something, but no, it's nothing. He was just born red while his other brothers or sisters, you know, the other puppies they came out normal color. Also, the character that plays the villain, something that I couldn't find the sense in it. He's someone that wants to feed the world. He apparently cares about the world so much that he wants to feed it by mutating food and just making it big. He wants to even mutate animals, so then once he finds big animal, which is Clifford. He wants to get it in order to just really put his company out there. But again, we just needed someone with bad motives just for the sake of having a villain. But was he that menacing where you felt the tension? Nah, not really. Also, another thing that mentions that Clifford doesn't talk in this movie. He's just like any other dog with typical dog reactions. And also, there's none of the characters from the show. Not sure if they came out in the books as well, but you remember T-Bone and the other female dog that's like purple and has an afro? Yeah, they don't come out in here. Well, T-Bone does, but he doesn't do anything. It's not established like he is T-Bone. You just kind of have to, it's like a little Easter egg, I'm guessing. The fact that Clifford doesn't interact with any other animals might be a letdown for some folks who remember. Also, another little nitpick is that Clifford as a puppy, he's actually a CGI puppy. I just figured, you know, they could have gotten a real puppy and just dyed his fur red. But then again, the movie might get sued for animal cruelty or something. I just thought, you know, if we can get a bunch of Dalmatians to film a movie, then we can just get one little puppy to do its thing, but apparently not. Like many other movies that we've seen before, Clifford has that message within the film where it tells you, hey, you know, if you're different, don't even trip. That's cool. Be different because you'll be someone great. Stand up for yourself, especially if you're being bullied. And if you're lonely, get yourself a dog, because that apparently really helps. And the funny thing is that it seems like the people that were enjoying this film were the adults in the movie theater as opposed to the kids. It seemed like the kids were just mostly distracted or running around or just not even caring. And then all the adults were the ones laughing and having a good time. And it was very ironic. I wonder if that happens a lot. I don't know. But in the end, I will say that Clifford, the big red dog, is worth having a movie night. Alright, so Clifford, if you've seen it or if you're gonna see it, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, keep watching this channel, and keep watching movies.